Senate Republicans say if the government doesn't force Americans to buy health insurance, it will help them financially, especially those with lower incomes.
Right now, about half of the people that pay the penalty under the individual mandate are people that make $25,000 or less. And rather than buy the insurance that supposedly we want them to buy, we overprice it and then we penalize them when they can't afford it.
Republicans say if they repeal the individual mandate, they will save the government well over $300 billion in the next decade. That's because fewer people would sign up for Medicaid or buy the private insurance that the government helps to pay for. And saving that kind of money would help pay for tax reform and the revenue the federal government will theoretically lose by cutting corporate and individual taxes. Republicans also argue that Americans will save by avoiding the Obamacare fine forced on those who don't pay for health care.
That'll be a huge influx of money into their pocket that right now they're having to pay the federal government.
But Democrats say it's a bad idea. They argue it will cause premiums to spike and point to a government estimate that 13 million Americans will lose their health insurance in the next 10 years.
That means that the tax bill is going to hit the American people with a health care double whammy.
The president, just back from his trip to Asia, is promoting the repeal, tweeting that the individual mandate is unfair and highly unpopular. The House is set to vote on its own tax bill Thursday, and the Senate could vote next week. If the GOP does indeed pass tax reform and repeal a serious piece of Obamacare, Republicans hope it will show that Washington can get something done and both strengthen the economy and pave the way for next year's midterm elections. Heather Sells, CBN News.